Very nippy little rover is Mark on. We saw him take a spectacular mark. He won the mark of the year in one of our competitions about 3 years ago. Got right up over the top of the big fellows as he moves in, puts it on its way, and if it gets the distance, it'll be a goal. It was touched near the post, I would think. No, it's gone through. Touched after it got over the line, and there's first blood to Preston. They move on to 1 goal, and Geelong West have yet to score. Let's have a look at this again. A little bit of a scuffle going on down there. Mark on. This is looking from behind the goals, lining them up, and he just got the distance, because you'll see the players go up and they must have been behind the line. But a good start for Preston, kicking against the wind. And there it is, almost through the middle, but it'll drift across, and you could see it had got over the line. Anyway, being taken away from the centre this time by Geel, or is it Gibson? Gibson it was, getting it wide, waiting for the hand pass to come out of the pack, which didn't eventuate, and Austin has been awarded a free kick for Preston. So Austin now from wide to the centre, out towards the half-forward line. He's looking for his teammate in Bryan out there. Bryan has gained possession and now left foots it up towards that right forward pocket. They rise for it, and there's a mark in the middle of the pack, a Preston mark. We'll see who it is who gets up off the ground. It's John Burke. Now Burke, he's on a 45-degree angle, about 45 metres out from goal. Kicking against the wind, but he's got a bit of toe into this one. The umpire moves across, won't quite get the distance, and it could be forced through for the behind this time. Yes, 1 point. So Preston move on to 1-1. Geelong West have yet to score. Well, Gary Bryce, Preston are applying the pressure early and doing fairly well.
Yes, they are. Geelong West look a little bit nervous at this stage.
All right, out towards the flank position it comes, and it's Evans going up to take the mark for Geelong West. So Evans from wide of centre half back, playing it around the flank, and going down to the knees is Welsh. Welsh, who's playing at centre half forward, pops one, and umpire Marcy will come across and pull Gordon Town well back off the mark. I think he made sure he got the 15 metres too then, Welsh. Welsh with that right knee, heavily strapped. He plays it up looking for his skipper in Radojevic, who's crowded down here. No, he's come out of the pack, and Radojevic from behind the pack grabs the ball and puts it through for full points. So Geelong West have moved on to 1 goal, and Preston 1-1. Good play if you watch this with Radojevic. He was in the pack, came around the pack, got behind them, and then was able to boot it through for the full score.
Ever the opportunist, Joe Radojevic, a late inclusion in the Preston team, and you see him there sweeping on the ball from a different angle there, right onto the left boot, and a natural left footer sees Geelong West first goal on the board. Umpire Marcy again over the top was Austin, but coming through nicely is Mark on for Preston. He has the ball in front of him and can go well in towards centre half forward position. The kick is good. Is it touched or not? I think Jan Smith got it too. Yes, got the fingers to the ball before it went through the major scoring area. So pretty fast and crucial opening, 5 minutes in. 1 goal straight. Geelong West trail Preston 1-8.
What's Jan Smith like to play against, Rex?
Oh, he's a very tough player. His left foot is very hard to pick up because he does favour it all the time, but being a left footer, he has that advantage to be able to run off a lot of the time. As we see Jan Smith bring the ball back into play, Dalhouse got it down towards half forward. Here comes a good player now in Sells. Sells is caught with the ball according to umpire Marcy, and the free kick will be picked up there and taken by Dale McCann. McCann for Preston is on the half-back flank and moves the ball in towards centre half forward down there looking for Austin, but it's a good kick. In there for Preston was picked up by Evans. It finally went in towards Ray Shaw. The bounce favours him. He can go on the left boot, but he can't get it around enough, and he's offline. Under severe pressure, Ray Shaw, the captain coach. Geelong West now doing all the scoring. 1-3-9 they are, and Geelong West 1 straight goal, 6 points, and we've gone 6 minutes. Jan Smith again, played 14 senior games with Geelong and comes to the members' side of the ground. Looking down there for Gibson. Gibson interfered with down there by Austin, and Gibson will take the free kick. Neil Gibson, the vice-captain of Geelong West, had a very good year, and I beg your pardon, it's Brett Tawney.
By the same token, Gibson will see quite a bit of him. He polled well in the Liston, didn't he?
Yes, I noticed that Tawney's wearing one of those peel-on, peel-off moustaches, which put me right up. OK, he comes towards the half-forward line, looking down there and finding Welsh. And Welsh playing quite a good game at centre half-forward. Phil looks to have a little bit of devil in him.
Yes, he's moving around quite a bit. He's got over on the wing here, but there's been a 15-metre penalty applied, and Welsh is the player to move in. Gets towards the right forward pocket. They come in there Austin had it punched away from him, but comes in the direction of Plowman of Preston. He couldn't break away. Radojevic picks it up and puts it through for full points to Roosters again.
There was a time when piles of cement, piles of sand and piles of screenings on your front lawn or driveway were inevitable for even the smallest job around the home. But now these handy bags of pre-mixed concrete and pre-mixed mortar will rid you of piles forever. They're so simple, just add water. Suddenly 101 little household projects become very easy. Pre-mixed concrete and pre-mixed mortar. Just add water and say goodbye to those nasty piles forever.
Well, on the bounce of the ball, umpire Marcy has picked a free kick out of it, and it goes Geelong West's way. It's Gibson now who has the ball up towards the half-forward line. Comes off Sells' hands again, but he gets the kick in up towards centre forward. And here's the opportunity for Geelong West again. That has been put through by Fraser Murphy. The little rover, the opportunist down there in the goal square, made no mistake about it. And have a look how quickly he dives on this ball. Fraser Murphy. And this is the big fellow sending it down, Dale Welch. And there's Fraser Murphy getting it, doesn't make any mistake, and they've hit the front. Geelong West 3 goals straight, Preston 1-3. Well, you could be on the ball there, Gary, with the way Geelong West are playing, although they have the advantage of the win.
Yes, I think that some of the Preston backmen are making some really bad errors, letting Geelong West in.
Well, West into it again, but coming in there in defence is McCann for the Preston side. He plays it out towards the flank. Racing after the ball is Dunbar. Dunbar with the kick, not a good one, down towards the half-forward line. But gee, they're moving this ball around quickly as Markon moved across there, got in front of his opponent and forced the ball over the line and out of bounds. Little Markon, who seems to be in everything at the moment, roving for the Preston side. Geelong West and the Red Knicks. On the throw-in. And go up, it's tapped out well wide, comes down in the direction of Dunbar. Dunbar now tried to get it away, has the kick smothered, but Preston to get it into attack again through Bryan. He gets it up towards the centre forward zone. Hand pass coming across here, and it's Jan Smith breaking away. Smith out towards the wing on the stand side of the ground. Now it's in wide open territory, and it's Towan and Sells racing for the ball. Towan, that's a nice hand pass from Towan as Mick Warren was coming through the pack. He couldn't get away. A pick up this time by David Welsh, who's over there again for Geelong West, and he forces it over the line. Well, on the centre wing position, right in front of the state line. Sign on the ground, it comes back into play. Austin taps it down, gets it into the hands of Olsen. Olsen high in the air towards the half-forward line. Bulger marks it, passes immediately to Dunbar. Dunbar with a further hand pass to McEwen. McEwen of Preston towards that left-forward pocket and will pay the mark, and so will the umpire down there in the left-forward pocket. Not far out from goal. Shane Hallis was the player to fall into it. He's the player playing in the forward pocket, and you can see how he moved into that mark there and grabbed it well. On rather an angle, the wind will have the tendency to drift the ball away from the goals. Doing just that as it goes wide into that right forward pocket. And moving in here for Geelong West is Gibson. Gibson now looking for a lead. He's gone, gets it across to Higgins, Mick Higgins, and Higgins moving around players, gets his kick in towards the centre half forward position. Up they rise for it. Murphy failed to take the mark. It comes through to Towan, and Towan of Preston now with his kick centre half forward. No one able to take the mark. A punch down into the pack with the umpire. I think he'll be forced to ball it up here as the pack go over the top of it. Rex?
Yes, umpire Graham Marcy has the ball. In fact, it's Maury Stab, I beg your pardon. Stab puts it down. The bounce won't favour Austin at all, but he makes a great lunge at it and infringes according to the umpire. And the free kick down there will be taken by Eddie. Eddie has the ball at half-back flank. No leads coming, and therefore they're slowing the play up. They should get on with the West, and that's a poor kick. It'll be out there, and it will favour his team player, and that is Eddie, I beg your pardon, the man that kicked that Parker. Finally, we go down to a half-forward flank, but a big punch came out from Towan. Towan there may have infringed on Sells, and the umpire was right on the spot, but he'll say throw it back in.
The Bow Repair scoreboard, Preston 1-3, trailing Geelong West 3. Bow Repair, the biggie of the tyre business.
Okay, Paul Welsh versus Austin, but it came down towards Bucks, and he got it across there in the direction Towan in towards centre half forward. There's a mark by Geelong West, and they're defending particularly well down there, and picking that will be Evans. Evans comes towards the member side of the ground out there looking for Tawney, and Tawney up in front of Olsen takes a mark. The draw is on, and it comes through nicely there to Watt. Watt down towards the full forward, looking for Radojevic. He's got possession of the ball now. Oh, great tackle by Bucks. But we'll see Plowman come out. Plowman on the left boot, but it favours Tawney. Finally coming in for Geelong West was Barker once again. He sees his team player in Mark Johnson come in. He's tackled too high, but the umpire calls play on as we see it scooped up there by McCann. There's a scrimmage of players. Umpire Marcy watching it carefully as Bucks got it across to Olsen. Back to Bucks again was good play, and he's upended. He may have been penalised there as Radojevic came in with Toolman to try and give it, but Olsen's grabbed now. He must be penalised, surely. Ball, says the crowd, as the hand pass come out from Toolman again, and there's a scrimmage of players there. Olsen has got the ball out there to Mark on. Mark-on's grabbing, and why doesn't he give a free kick? And hooray, says the crowd.
Well, Gary Bryce, what did you think of that passage?
A lot of mistakes, wasn't there? I think that the pressure by Preston was really good on the Geelong West players, and they started to crumble a little bit.
Sal's in towards the forward line, touched off the pack by Radojevic, and then also Welsh, and another behind goes on the board to the Geelong West side. 3-1-19 Geelong West, and they lead Preston 1-3-9. We've gone 13 minutes into this first term. Towman to the outer side of the ground out there looking for Austin, but the big flyer from behind may have got that one. I thought it was Tawney who had plenty of the ball over there, but the umpire is Marcy. Marcy sees the scrimmage and will come in and bounce the ball coming up to the 14-minute mark.
Right, and on the bounce, the half-forward line for Geelong West, who are doing reasonably well. It's Austin getting the knockout there with the ball being kicked away from the pack. It went up towards McKeon. Didn't gain possession. It's forced over the line. As statewide, who are with us this final series, and on the no repair squad, Geelong West 3-1, leading Preston 3. Well, no one able to break with the ball. A kick away now from the pack by Higgins. He gets it up though, and going in after it here is Bill Bucks, but it goes up the line and out of bounds for a throw in. Just waiting on this throw-in to be effected from the left forward pocket for Geelong West. Both sides looking rather strong at this stage. Austin getting the knockdown from the ruck position. Here for Preston is McKeon. McKeon gets it down to Mark-on. Mark-on went to kick it, had the kick smothered, but coming around the flank here is McKeon again. He sends it across towards that centre of the ground. Gibson gains possession, goes for the hand pass this time to Watts. Watts couldn't gain possession. A kick off the ground, sees it go up towards that half-forward line. Gibson going after it rather slowly there, being tapped around in the air by Jan Smith and also Hallis. Neither player got any advantage for it, but Watt comes in. Watt goes for the hand pass up here towards Evans. Evans couldn't handle the ball after being tackled, and he'll receive the free kick. The umpire moves in to talk to John Burke, Preston's centre-half forward. So the free kick to be taken on the stand wing position up here towards the half-forward line at the Fitzroy Street end of the ground. That's the end of which Geelong West are kicking. Breaking away with the ball with Sells. He gets it back in the direction of Murphy. Murphy dodging around opponents, keeping the ball in play. This time towards Welch. Welch high in the air towards the goal, and I think it'll be through for another one. Good goal.
Remember the Ford Dealer Summit? Factory incentives on Falcon plus great deals by Ford dealers resulted in a record sales month for Ford. Demand was so strong that when the offer closed on June 30th, many people missed out. But now it's on again. Ford have provided more dealer incentives. Dealers have agreed to more great deals. So if you missed a great Falcon Summit deal in June, don't miss out this time. Remember, this offer only lasts until September 30th. See your Ford dealer today.
Right, well, players in progress here, and getting a knockdown here was Murphy. After it kicked the ball, and the free kick will be taken by John Tillman of Geelong West. So Tillman from the half-forward line, and I think Ray Shaw's off the ground. Yes, he is. He doesn't want the camera there, so he looks as though something's happened with his ankle by the look of it. There it goes up towards the centre-forward zone. Bucks knocks it away into that back pocket. But again, we see the opportunity for Geelong West. He turns around, puts it across in face of goal. No one able to get under the ball, and pushing it away is Plowman of Preston. Plowman dodging cleverly, goes for the hand pass across to McKeon. McKeon having trouble handling the ball. Off the inside of the boot there towards the boundary line. Oh, look at them go in here. That was Tawney who went in hard then. And Tony Banks has a report down on ground for us.
Shaw is off the ground. Ray Shaw is off the ground. He's not talking. He's not very happy at the moment. Has a serious ankle injury. May not be able to take no further part in the match. Ian Bowden is replacing him. Back to you, Phil.
Righto, Tony, and play goes on as we see coming down the field here for Geelong West was Murphy, and he's put it through for full points again.
best-selling big truck in Australia isn't American or European, not even Japanese. It's international, designed and built in Australia. A truck made for Australia with the best of European comfort and American power and ruggedness. International, the best-selling big truck in Australia every year for the last 10 years, has a special edge over trucks that aren't born and bred here. Stay power.
Right, and on the Bow Repair scoreboard, Preston 3, Geelong West breaking a 5-1 lead with the ball now going out of bounds on the full. Down the Geelong West end of the ground. And there we have a second division score. Springvale 4 goals straight, Mordialloc 1 goal 2. And players move in for the ball. Trying to get into it here was Higgins of Geelong West. Couldn't get away with it. A pick up by Tawney. Tawney high in the air across towards centre half forward to Geelong West. No, it was a Preston player, David Bryan. He came in to take the mark. He puts it out towards Geel, and Geel from the half-back line up towards the half-forward line. And moving into it here is Hallis of Preston. He couldn't control the ball, and it's pushed over the line and out of bounds. Actually kicked over the line. On the far side of the ground. We'll see some lively action here today. Both sides going in very hard. It comes well wide, and it's Geel of Preston moving in after the ball gets grabbed, and the umpire will come in for a ball up. All right, Rex.
Yes, a very big opening here. Geelong West 5-1-31, and they lead Preston 1-39, but Preston squandering some early chances, but Geelong West's pace is really to their advantage at the moment. Gibson got it down towards the his team player, but it'll be picked up by David Bryan. And Bryan will try and relieve the pressure now for Preston. He favours the drop punt kick. Doesn't hold up, so that breeze is not real great. The big punch came from behind from Jam Smith, but he went in towards the opposition player there in Bryan, but it finally come out into the direction of Olsen. There's a scrimmage of players there, which will finally see it nicely picked up by Mark Johnson. Johnson on the left boot in towards his centre half forward in Welsh. Welsh has played particularly well with a great goal before. He sees the runner-up to the Liston Trophy winner in Murphy on his own, puts him under pressure. Welsh finally gets it on towards Bulger, but Bulger now getting it nicely in towards Watts, and Watts will be able to relieve to find in towards Shane Hallis, and Hallis takes the mark for the Preston side. Okay, there's a down there, and he passes it nicely, and great pass from Shane Hallis will pick up this Preston player in Andrew Geel. Okay, Geel now 35 metres out. The angle is around about 75 degrees as he lets it go. And for mine is offline.
No, it's a goal.
Of course it's a goal.
He's offline for a behind, says Rex, and it's gone through for full points, and that was one really needed by Preston. They move on to 2-3 with Geelong West leading 5-1.
You'll see here that the goal umpire will do some great aerobics here and run across nearly into the behind post, but still he's go through the big sticks.
Gary Bryce, Preston look in a bit of trouble at this early stage.
They do look too slow to me. Geelong West, as we thought, would probably outpace them. Whether they can keep it up all day is another thing.
Tawney got the ball down again, and it went towards Dallas, and he got it down towards the forward, further looking for it's going to bounce through for behind, but he was looking for Radojevic. Radojevic shaking his head against there. He thought he had him cold, but another behind to Geelong West. Yes, we'll find here now that there's a change being registered. Bowden off, and McEwen has gone back on, placing the ball back in towards Tawney. Tawney taps it on. He'll be looking down there for Higgins, but finally coming through is Mick Warren for Preston. Warren on towards centre wing position. Now this will allow Robinson to come through, and he'll look out there for his team player. Great pass to Stephen Sells, and Sells has marked the centre half forward. Fifth kick for Sells, and he's done particularly well, this left-footed youngster from West. Put it long, and he's put it wide. Is it going to carry? Mick Warren taps it away from Radojevic. So another behind on the Geelong West scoreboard takes them to 5 goals, 3-33. They lead Preston 2-3-15. We've gone 21 minutes into this first term.
That, of course, is on the Bow Repair scoreboard. And remember, Bow Repair, the biggie of the tyre business.
Okay, the ball back into play, and we see now coming out with a ball there is McCann, and McCann in towards centre half back, and he's taking a risk there. In there also with Welsh was Sells, but it finally came out there towards Towan. Towan is tripped up, and the umpire says yes, you can have a free kick, Gordon, and Towan runs round with a screw punt, and it wasn't a good screw at all because it went into the hands of the Geelong West defenders, and they'll be able to clear the ball away there as they put great pressure on the Preston forwards, and umpire Marcy will bounce the ball.
All right, 21 and a half minutes of play has gone by. There's Ray Shaw. Wouldn't be happy, having gone off injured by the look of it. According to a report from Tony Banks. Anyway, the ball is in the centre of the ground. Waiting for it here is Welsh of the Geelong West side. Pushed straight back into the centre once again. Little Marcon hesitated. Now will try and come through. Tried to go over the ball and smother it. Push in the back. And the free kick will be taken by Marcon. So Marcon from the centre gets the out on the left half forward flank. Up they fly for it. Bulger couldn't take the mark. Forced back down to the ground, moving in. This time is Sells again. He's knocking up, getting kicks. That was his 7th, but he's put it out and hit the dust, hit the chalk on the white line there. So umpires that one hit the chalk. It sounds like tennis, I know, but Mick Warren was trying to claim it as a free kick. All right. Bucks will wait for the crumbs from Austin here. He tried to get into possession, but Austin taps it. Moving through the pack as well. She goes down to the ground. A pick up by McEwen of Preston. Passes it wide. There's Bucks getting possession. Bucks gets his kick in under a bit of pressure there, and the ball has been marked here by Bryan. Now Bryan gets it further downfield towards the half-forward line. Opportunity for Olsen to move into it. There he is in front. Went to hand pass and had it punched away from him. Throw in to take place.
Gary, they look particularly slow to me, Preston. They're being caught far too often.
Yes, they are, and they've really got to improve that area of their game, or the game's over for them at this stage.
Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble at the moment, and Geelong West are playing good, solid football. As we see it kicked towards the wing on the stand side of the ground again, and a good mark in the middle of the pack by Sells. And the umpire bringing them right back to Murray's stand, a 15-metre, up to 30-metre penalty now. So it's put him within scoring range with this wind behind him. He's kicked 2 behind, Sells. And he's a left footer. Has had 7 kicks, his 8th coming. And there's the kick on its way. It'll drop short into the goal square and be forced through for another behind. So that takes the Bow Repair scoreboard. Geelong West 5-4, Preston 2-3, and in second division we have Mordialli 5-4, 34, leading Springvale 5-31. The kickoff being affected here, and Austin got the mark, passes out nicely to his teammate in Bryan. Bryan around the wing position, and it's gone out on the full. So the free kick will be taken by Neil Gibson, the vice captain of the Geelong West side. Gibson has the lead across from Brett Tawney. Tawney now left completely unattended. A beautiful pass to Radojevic. Radojevic led out well, took that mark close to the ground. He's within scoring range to try and further increase the Geelong West score. He's had 2 kicks, kicked 2 goals. So Joe Radojevic, who wasn't selected in the side on Thursday night, lined up with them today, puts it on its way. It'll get the distance, not the direction, and behind is the result.
Do something for yourself. Join the Army Reserve.
Bow Repair scoreboard reads Geelong West 5-5 and 2 goals 3.
Well, Preston, as Gary Bryce said, looking particularly slow, and certainly they need a lift as Austin got it down and went down to the opposition in Watt. Watt got it down towards half forward. There's going to be a free kick down there and going to be taken by McCann of Preston. Well, they certainly need to attack and not defend, as McCann's kick is very poor. Now that breeze blew that ball offline. Finally coming down here through Watt. Watt down again, and he's played particularly well. It went through to Warren. Warren to Plowman. The ball over the boundary line, and the throw-in will take place. Coming up to time on now, and Preston 2-3-15. Trail Geelong West 5-5-35. That's the Bow Repair scoreboard. Austin hadn't been off the ball all day to this stage. Paul Welsh in front of him, and he'll take the free kick. Now, we have seen Welsh already score 1 goal. Now, to my mind, he's a likely-looking customer, this Welsh, at centre-half forward. He seems to be doing particularly well. He's 6th kick at centre-half forward. He's a real goer for mine. He doesn't mind having a go, and if he can kick this one straight, Geelong, and he's popped it right through the centre.
It's been years in the planning. It's taken real ingenuity to design the new Power Torque engine with less parts but more power. It's taken a breakthrough down under here by Victor and the CSIRO. A vortex action. That means it's not only much quieter, but it cuts and picks up grass like no other mower. The new Victor Vortex. There's no mower like it down under.
Right back here, Austin got the ball, but it went down once again to Johnson and through again towards Wilson. Down towards the forward line. Radojevic versus Plowman. Plowman was up there, may have taken the mark, but it comes in nicely and favours the bounce when we see Toolman has kicked up behind. Gee, I thought that was out of bounds on the ball, but the umpire said it snuck through as the ball screwed around with the breeze. So therefore, it didn't, Dad, did it?
No, we were watching it here. Gary Bryce, you agree with me too. I think the umpire was running across from the centre and was on the wrong angle.
Definitely out of bounds.
Here it is now.
Okay.
You have a look at this.
Well, we'll have a look at it here. And you'll see clearly there that it's right through for a behind. So Geelong West now, 6 goals, 6-42. Lead Preston 2-2-15.
No wonder you're a policeman. All right, it goes towards the centre half forward position. Knocked down to the ground this time for Geelong West by Evans. Comes out of the pack, and again we'll see Geelong West trying to get it in to attack through Eddie. Eddie now towards that centre forward zone, and a spilt mark down here. The umpire blowing the whistle, and he's given a free kick to Plowman for interference. He was grabbed a bit too high then, Plowman, and the umpire has applied a 15-metre penalty and recalled the ball for Plowman to have another kick. Left footer, he plays it to the centre of the ground. They rise for it and will pay the mark behind the pack. No, the umpire hasn't. He said he's got into the back of his opponent. And the free kick will be taken by Bulge, who's pretty great as he tries to get up off the ground. Look at him out here. Must have copped the knees as he went up for the mark there. May not be able to take the kick. Not, it's Austin who's going to take the kick. So Austin now plays it towards that centre forward zone. Pack of players around the ball, the umpire going in, and he's decided to ball it up. Preston players starting to become a bit frustrated, I feel. They had to be favourites for the day, although Gary Bryce selected Geelong West. Most people were going for Preston because of their record through the year, and they're in heaps of trouble at the moment. There's a stretcher going out, but Bulge is on his feet. So there's the replay of the incident. Didn't get it in the back. He was hit before the ball got there. All right, here goes the bounce of the ball down here, and we see Barker going up for Geelong West, failing to control the ball, but eventually coming out here to Bryan. Bryan got it wide of the pack, and look at the scrambling play going on as the umpire goes in and has decided to the free kick Preston's way. And the player is Bowden. Bowden sends it towards that right forward pocket. Dribbled off the hands of the pack down here, off the hands of Evans, really, and went through for a minor score to Preston, taking them on to 2 goals for, and Geelong West 6, with Mark on, who's been off the ground, coming back on to participate in play again at the 30-minute mark.
Jan Smith goes out there looking for Sells again and finally comes to give him a hand. Also there was Tawney, but the umpire says that he was interfered with, and you'll find that the free kick will be taken there for Geelong West by Crans. Crans goes almost backwards in towards centre half back, looking over there for Tawney, and Tawney takes the free kick, and the chip is on, and he'll favour Gibson, and the Geelong West vice captain steadies the play. Coming up to 31 minutes gone, and Geelong West 6-6, lead Preston 2-4, and calling for players to run as the siren sounds now. So at quarter time in the first semi-final, second semi-final in the VFA, Geelong West 6-6 to Preston 2-4.
And here's Tony Banks.
Okay, Ray, how's the ankle?
No good, mate. No good.
Will you go back on?
Oh, I'll see what happens. Not too good at the moment.
Adrian Markon come off too. Is he injured as well?
Right. Just going down like ninepence at the moment. No,
Bolger, he's got a back injury?
Yeah, he's all right. He'll be right. He'll be right.
That's the latest from Preston.
All right, that was the latest from Preston, according to Tony. He was under a bit of pressure. Geelong West 6-6, Preston 2 goals for in the second semi-final.
The ultimate in sports performance. Subaru four-wheel drive wagons. One simple action and they excel at snow sports, water sports, track and field, weightlifting, and mountain climbing. Subaru four-wheel drive wagon, the ultimate in sports performance.
The bag. Dear Baldy, you fat old skinflint. Fed up with getting no interest on my cheque account. Sick of your absurd bank charges. Closing my account. You're fired. I'm opening a statewide inter-cheque account. Pays all bills, heaps of interest, no bank charges. Get lost. Read that back, please, Jane.
Dear Mr. Flint, because my statewide building society inter-cheque account pays my bills and pays me up to 12.5% interest a year, I regret I must close my account with you. Thank you for everything. Yours most sincerely.
That's telling him.
Statewide check. It pays your bills and pays you interest.
Superman 1 made the world believe a man could fly. And now the adventure continues with Superman 2. If you only saw the first part, you haven't seen the best part. The challenge continues in Superman 2, coming soon to 10.
Well, in the second semi-final, Geelong West have a handy lead at this stage over Preston. Geelong West 6-6-42, Preston a 2-4-16, and you heard what Ray Shaw had to say. He's injured, obviously will not be participating again in the match, and he said his players are going down like 9 pins, but Geelong West must be given a lot of credit, Rex Hunt, for the way they're playing.
Well, they're playing particularly well. They're playing the game that Darky Harris wanted them to. They're transferring the play brilliantly off their back line, which is being led brilliantly by Jan Smith. He's punching the ball away from the Preston forwards, and they have good players at centre-half forward in Welsh. Sells and Murphy have also combined very well, and Radojevic is a focal point, but Preston at the moment lack pace, and we'll just see just how many goals that this breeze is worth at the moment. The wind won't do the job for Preston, but Preston certainly have to get their act together.
Coach of Port Melbourne, Gary Bryce, is with us, and Gary, your opinion of the game?
Well, I agree with Rex. I think that Preston, the thing that they are lacking is pace. I think that their back line are too loose at this stage, allowing the Geelong West forwards to get away far too easily, and Geelong West have taken full advantage of it. But we have to wait and see what effect the wind does have on the game, and I guess we'll have a better idea at half-time just how the game will stand up.
I haven't seen Preston much this year, but I understood they had a lot more pace than they're showing out here today.
Well, I think they've taken a chance with a couple of their players who have not had a lot of games this season. Hallis has won, and Marcon's been injured a fair bit. Ray himself has got a couple of ankles that are not standing up to it too well. He's been on and off the ground the last 5 or 6 games, and unfortunately when he goes off they seem to struggle a bit, and that's what's happening at the moment.
All right, Ian, statistics on the game.
Well, Geelong West certainly dominated that first quarter with double the scoring shots to Preston, 12 scoring shots in that first quarter to 6. The players responsible for that, Geelong West, Sells, best man on the ground with 9 kicks, Walsh 6, Murphy 4 and Towney 5. For Preston, there's only a few of them, Town with 5, Bryan 7 and McCann 5. Goal kickers for Geelong West, 2 each to Radojevic, Murphy and Welsh, and for Preston, 1 each to Mahon and Geel. Geelong West,
6 goals, 6, 4-2, leading Preston 2-4, a total of 16.
The America's Cup isn't just a yacht race, it's outright war. And so far, Australia's winning the big battles. Be there for every tack and jibe with yachting expert Rob Mundell, exclusively on Channel 10. He's been there since the first shots were fired. He'll be there when the smoke has cleared. Follow the America's Cup, first at 6 on Eyewitness News, the team to watch.
If you continue to drink and drive, you haven't a hope of holding your licence much longer. So don't overstep the mark. Don't drive over .05. You could blow your licence and suffer heavy fines to boot.
After the game, I'm happy to get home and have a beer. The best place to have a beer is at home, not before you drive.
Having a big sip and then driving is dumber than playing in thongs. So if you've got your drinking boots on, don't drive over .05.
Today's VFA Final is brought to you by Statewide Building Society.
Right, and Tony Banks is here with what the coaches said.
OK, well, Darky Harris said down here that Geelong West are not to lose the initiative. He says they will suffer unless they keep on Preston right through this second quarter. He wants a big second quarter against the Breeze, and he agreed with Ray Shaw that they're going down like 9 pins. Back to you, Phil.
OK, Tony, and we're just waiting now on the free kick that's been awarded wide of the centre here, and it's Preston's way. So let's see if Preston can come back through Olsen. Olsen up towards the centre half-forward position, off the hands of the pack. No one able to break away. Look at them go in hard here. McEwen is the player in possession. He passes it out wide. Players still going over the top of the ball, and the umpire will come in for a ball up. Field umpire on this occasion is Murray Stab. In a few moments, we'll endeavour to give statistics if the ball goes out or we get a behind score. Then the bounce of the ball. McEwen got his hand to it. A pick up this time by McKeon. McKeon couldn't break away. Trying to get through the pack was Rod Dunbar. Comes out in the direction of Bowden. Bowden loses the run of the ball. A pick up by Murphy. And Murphy doing it well. A hand pass across to Higgins. Higgins going downfield for Geelong West. Back to Murphy. And look at Murphy. Tuck it under the arm in rugby fashion. Up towards the centre forward zone. Looking for his skipper in Radojevic. And it'll be forced down to the ground and over the line and out of bounds. Right at the statewide sign in the forward pocket. And statistics with Ian.
Interesting. Possessions pretty even, 65 to 66. The interesting statistic that quarter was basically kicks and handballs. Geelong West managed 52 kicks, Preston 42, but handballs are in. Geelong West only affected 14 to 23.
Righto, and the throw in to take place in that left forward pocket. Favouring Geelong West again, getting it up into the attack. It's Austin who gets the knockout from the ruck position, and they can't get that ball moving, Preston, and the umpire is forced to ball it up. Umpire Marcy. And here we go with it once again, and on the bounce, tapped out. He's winning every knockout almost, Austin. And it's Geelong West through the agency of Sells who gets the possession, comes through here towards the centre forward zone. Eddie was the player who tried the snapshot at goal and put it through for one behind. So Geelong West moved to 6 goals 7 with Preston 2 goals 4, and that's on the Bow Repair scoreboard, the biggie of the tyre business. And the fullback of Preston, Gordon Town, to take the kick-off. He plays it towards the centre of the ground. McEwen comes into it, gets the hand pass in. A nice little dodge there, and we see it kicked towards that centre-forward position by Warren. Trying to get it through this time was Hallis. Hallis to Bulger. Bulger up towards the centre-forward zone for Preston, and 1 point is the result. So Preston go to 2-5 and Geelong West 6-7. Both teams moving the ball very, very quickly at the present time. To take the kick-off is Kranz of Geelong West, and he swings the play out towards the stand side of the ground. In they go, forced and should beat them over the line and out. Oh, we're starting to get pace and action this time as we have second division quarter time scores. Mordialloc 5-5, trailing Springvale 7-3. And Bulger is the player in the middle of the pack there, trying to gain possession. Oh, nearly clobbered twice, Higgins. Gets the pass in, but straight back into that pack, and umpire Stab will come in for the ball up. So as they move in, the big fellow getting the knockout was Tawney. It's kicked away from the pack up towards the centre forward position. Jan Smith meets the ball. Over it they go, and the umpire will ball it up again. Well, a bit of negative football going on at the present time. Holding his cranium is Krantz. Hallis. And there we go with the bounce, and punched well wide by John Burke of Preston, and a kick in the air by Bowden towards the goals, and it goes through for another behind to Preston. Well, they're doing a bit more of the attacking in this quarter. They've got the advantage of the wind, and they'll have to go very, very hard to bridge that gap. There's been 8 possessions to 5 in Preston's favour in this quarter. Off the hands of the pack and comes through to Robinson. Nick Robinson sends it down the field towards the half-forward line. Coming through here for the Preston side is Dunbar. Dunbar up towards the half-forward line. Bit of fumbling going on this time as we saw Watt try to handle the ball and couldn't do so. And eventually into the forward pocket. Hallis got a hand to it and forced it over the line and out of bounds. So Preston doing a lot better, although not getting the big score on the board here in the second quarter. They've been playing a total of 4 minutes into this quarter. Well, they're trying to come in from behind was Burke. He couldn't get away with it. It's kicked across towards that centre forward position by Olsen. That should be a free kick, and the umpire's going to pay it. Now, the free kick is against Evans of the Geelong West side, and it's only about 12 metres in front. You can see it all happening again. And it's Hallis, of course, the player, lining them up right in front. And this is one desperately needed by Preston. There it goes on its way and right through the middle. That takes Preston goals. Oh, what a fantastic quarter that was. Full of drama, excitement and interest. Even so, you know, it wasn't as interesting as this quarter. Yes, 13.25% per annum. That's the interest you can earn on 3 months fixed-term deposits for amounts from $100 with the Statewide Building Society. For details, call any statewide branch or phone 609 0000. That's the number of our headquarters.
Right after that goal to Hallis, Geelong West 6-7-43, and Preston moved to 3-6-24. Back in the centre, and the bounce favoured Austin. It went down in the direction there of Tawney, but there's a free kick, no free kick coming out, as the umpire is stabbing. He'll come in and bounce the ball in the centre of the ground. Once again, it's Tawney and Austin. Austin, the big flyer from behind, but Tawney got it down to Johnson. Johnson punts it down towards centre half forward, looking for Welsh. Welsh is interfered with, but finally coming off the back line is Bryan, and Bryan kicked it down towards half forward. Beaton versus Bolger was good play, but now we'll find Geelong West player in Ronald Watt coming in onto the left boot, go to half forward flank down there, looking for Tawney and finding him, but finally Sells, who's been a great player, picks it up. Stephen Sells has had 10 possessions in towards Radojevic, and Radojevic takes the mark in front of Clown. They're playing well, Geelong West, and although Preston have done all the attacking, Geelong West have been forward on 2 occasions with very, very fast football. Great exchange of play and transfer of play off the back line. And as we see Geelong's West star setter, full forward, Radojevic allow for the breeze, and he's shredded it through for goal number 3 to Radojevic.
Remember the Ford Dealer Summit? Factory incentives on Falcon plus great deals by dealers resulted in a record sales month for Ford. Demand was so strong that when the offer closed on June 30th, many people missed out. But now it's on again. Ford have provided more dealer incentives. Dealers have agreed to more great deals. So if you want the Great Falcon Summit deal in June, don't miss out this time. Remember, this offer only lasts until September 30th. See your Ford dealer today.
3 goals to Radojevic, 7 goals, 7-49 the Roosters. To the Bull Ants, 3-6-24. Gone 8 minutes as we see the free kick coming out. It will favour the Preston player in Burke. Burke goes forward and he's looking down there for Hallis. Here comes Olsen. Olsen on the left boot, lines up, and he's popped it through for Preston. So 4 goals to Preston. Okay, 4 goals, 6, total of 30 to Preston. Geelong West 7-7-49. Gary Bryce, a must improve Preston performance. Okay, you'll see here Olsen on the left boot, favours the breeze, and it goes right through the major scoring area now. So Preston 4-6-30, trailing Geelong West 7-7-49. The ball back in the centre of the ground, finally it favoured the Geelong West player in Eddie. Eddie off the back line, favouring the centre wing position. Bucks is going to put a lot of pressure on this player, and of course he's held, and the umpire says it'll go to Eddie. Well, Eddie covering a lot of ground today from the half-back and half-forward lines, and Eddie's got the free kick, and he goes in towards his centre half-forward there in Welsh. Welsh tries to back up, but Sells has played well. Sells will draw the opposition and puts it on the left boot in towards Radojevic, and also Warren, but one behind on the board. Geelong West 7-8-50, lead Preston 4-6-30 for Boa Pair. Okay, there's Warren in the back line, going for the chip out towards Austin, but finally coming in and picking it up nicely is Murphy for Geelong West, but he's offline. The runner-up to the Liston Trophy winner, Murphy, is offline, so 1 behind, 1 point to Geelong West again. They are now 7-9-51, and they lead Preston 4-6-30 on the Boa Pair scoreboard.
Right, and we're waiting on the kick-off now, and there it is, coming up to centre half-back position. Oh, look at them go up there, rising pretty high. Was Eddie, failed to take the mark. There's a push in the back, and the free kick will be taken down here for the Geelong West side. It's Preston, rather. All right, it goes up towards that centre forward zone, and Hallis is the player pushing it out wide of the pack. Moving in was Olsen. Olsen gets it towards the centre forward zone, and again we'll see Geelong West defending. It comes around the wing on the stand side of the ground, and the mark has been taken this time by Hallis, who slipped at the crucial point on turning. So Hallis and his Pumas sends it up towards that right forward pocket, and will pay the mark this time to be taken by Watt. So Watt now from the back pocket. Watt with the kick. Austin waiting under the ball for Preston. Grabbed it, but had it pushed away from him. And moving down here, McEwen. McEwen now with a long kick towards centre forward. It'll come off the pack, or will the umpire award the mark? He's awarded the mark down here. And we'll see it on replay in a moment.
You'll see here the Geelong West player try and spoil, but a clear mark. Preston player.
Burke.
And John Burke has taken a very, very timely mark, and he should score from here.
He's limping as he comes back. I tell you what, they wouldn't want another big injury in their side. He's right in the goal square as he moves in, and he's roosted it right through for full points to Preston again.
The next time you drive into Mobil, you'll be surprised. Mobil Handymart. Car accessories are just the start. Trailer nets, socket sets, pen light, or set your sights on Armour All, $5.49. Chamois mitts, camping kits, key tags, or shine your mags with Eagle One, $8.79. Car rugs, protective gloves, racks for wine, new shine, $5.99. And there's more great gear right here at your Mobil Handymart, where car accessories just start.
Well, on the bounce once again, it's a kick off the ground, and this time by Gibson up towards the centre half forward zone. And the mark has been taken in defence by Towan of Preston. So Towan from centre half back with the right foot kick high in the air. Austin waiting under the ball there, sides himself into it, couldn't take the mark, but the umpire has blown the whistle. He's awarded a free kick, and it'll be taken by Johnson of the Geelong West side. Johnson gets the lead from across near the centre of the ground, and this will ball. It'll be a mark, but it was a thump in the back of the neck to Higgins at the same time. Now Higgins looking for his teammate in Welch. Welch tried to juggle the ball, couldn't do so. Being grabbed here, when not in possession, is Murphy, and he must get the free kick. So Murphy wide of centre half forward. He's kicked 2-1. He went for the short pass to Radojevic, which didn't come off. Moving in is McKeon of Preston. Gets pushed to the ground. The umpire calls play on. Coming out of the pack is McCann, and he puts it to the boundary line. Umpire moves across, says it was out on the full, and the free kick will be taken by Murphy. So Murphy now coming in from the left pocket. He's got a nice roost into this one. It's offline, though, and will go right towards the big sticks. And the umpire's gone down there. He's blown the whistle, and he's awarded... Did he award a mark then, Gary? Well, Stephen Sells awarded it too. So here's a replay. He's about to take the shot for goal, but... here's the shot for goal as the replay comes up at the same time, and I think he's put it through for 4 points. It's through for 4 points. So now we see Geelong West move to 8 goals 9 and Preston on 5 goals 6. Right, Gary, what do you think of the performance of Preston so far in this quarter?
It's been rather a dismal performance so far. They've got to do, the backline players have really got to tighten up. McCann has to tighten up on Sells. He's giving far too much latitude, and unless they can contain him and also Murphy, they're going to be in real trouble.
Well, now here's the bounce, and it comes through in the direction of Bulger. Bulger with a hand pass wide, allows his teammate come in. He plays it across the centre of the ground. Coming up to meet the ball for Geelong West is Crans. Crans brought down to the ground, and the umpire says he was pushed in the back, and he will leave the... So Crans now from short of the centre swings the play out towards the left half forward flank. Player in front trying to take the mark was McCann, couldn't do so. Being dribbled right along the ground. Bucks is the player to trap the ball. He gets it across in the direction of McKeon of the Preston side. McKeon couldn't break away with it. Comes the direction of McCann. McCann with a further pass. Gets it across. Teammate in McEwen. McEwen downfield towards the half-forward line. Look at Smith trying to get away from Hallis here. He gets in front to gain possession. And Jan Smith now, I think he went over the line with it, and the umpire coming down to indicate just that. So on the Bow Repairs scoreboard, we have Geelong West 8-9, leading Preston 5 goals 6. Rex.
Yes, a very, very impressive Geelong West side lead at this moment. Over the back was beaten, but it came down towards Olsen. Finally coming in and grabbing it is Mark Johnson, but Johnson has kicked the ball over the boundary line and out of bounds, but there's a free kick being paid up there, and it will go to Eddie. Yes, Geelong West 57 points, Preston 36, and they've played particularly well into the breeze as the ball goes towards Austin on the centre wing position outer side of the ground. It was punched away there by Barker, but finally came out into the direction once again of Towan. Towan down towards the half-forward line down there looking for Olsen. The bounce will favour Beaton, and he kicks it off the ground. And coming in now there for Preston will be Barker, and Barker gets it down towards the full position. But finally this bounce will favour Bolger. Bolger's got the dream of a bounce, and Bolger's popped it through.
Mister, I like the feeling of going where I want, when I want.
Toyota Land Cruiser's new 8-seater Sahara. Cruise the highway. Get the feeling of luxury.
Oh, what a feeling!
Get the feeling of four-wheel drive dependability when there is no highway.
Freedom. That's what it's all about.
Oh, what a feeling!
Land Cruiser, the most wanted four-wheel drive on Earth.
Because somebody did it right.
Oh, what a feeling!
Land Cruiser.
Preston have kicked 5 goals, 2 to Geelong West, 2-3 as Geelong West go forward again, and here comes Warren. Warren's going to roost a big kick down towards centre half forward looking for Bolger, but the bounce down there will favour Crans. Crans will run out and kick it towards the half-back flank position, but this will allow a great race between Preston and, of course, that player there was Geel. He saw the boundary line too close and carried the ball over. We have gone 16 minutes into this term. Geelong West are 8 goals, 9, 57. Preston are 6 goals, 42. There's the throw-in again. The big fly from behind was from Olsen. It was picked up there by Geelong West by Higgins. He's been penalised according to umpire Stab. He did not make any attempt to get rid of the ball, and you'll find now Mark McKeon will grab the ball and have a shot from 35 metres out. Well, they need this one, Preston. They've already kicked 6 goals, 6. And they've played particularly well. They've kicked 5-2 for this quarter as the ball's swinging around. I think it may have gone through. OK, one behind, 1 point. Preston, who are now 6 goals, 7, 43. They trail Geelong West 8-9, 57. OK, Jan Smith will put the ball in favour of the outer side of the ground. He'll be out there looking in the direction of Eddie, but finally coming in for Geelong West was Higgins, but the boundary line is far too close for them, and it's over the boundary line and out of bounds. OK, it's going to be Tawney versus Burke in this particular battle. Burke got it down, and also Tawney had some direction there. He'll be looking down there for McEwen. McEwen's offloaded, but finally the umpire says he was interfered with, a Geelong West player, and we'll find that Gibson will take the free kick. Neil Gibson is the vice-captain of Geelong West, and he's on the outer half-back flank, and we've gone coming up to 18 minutes of this second term. In towards the centre of the ground, Bryan was up there, but it favoured Murphy. Murphy from Geelong West has got great pace. He's had 2 bounces. His kick is not good. It'll favour Bucks. Finally coming in for Geelong West in that area was Murphy following on again, but Bucks can hand it across to Towan. Towan will take a bounce, but he might muck it up because he's been put under great pressure by Walsh, and finally gets the free kick in towards that position. Eddie picked it up. He's going to kick it in towards Radojevic, and Radojevic's taken the mark. OK, Joseph Radojevic has kicked 3 goals for Geelong West, who are 8 goals, 9, and he's 12 metres out. And I couldn't see him missing from here. He's a beautiful left-footed kick, as most left-footers are pretty straight kicks. And he's kicked it through for his 4th goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the premiere of soft drink, the premiere of Diet Coke.
Introducing Diet Coke. You're gonna drink it just for the taste of it. Living good with Diet Coke. This is the one from Coca-Cola. We'll call it taste with just 1 calorie. Just for the taste of it. Diet Coke.
Right, the scores are reading. Geelong West 9-9, 63 on the Bow Repairs scoreboard. Preston 6-7, 43. Battle Royal going on wide of the centre of the ground. He's dropped the ball, and the free kick will be taken by Plowman of Preston. Dunbar it is. So Dunbar wide of the centre of the ground. Dunbar comes in, right foots it towards the centre half forward. They wait in under the ball, off the hands of the pack, and let's see who can come out with it. Having the opportunity to move in there was Geel. He grabbed the ball, but the umpire was quick. That's umpire Marcy to blow the whistle and say a ball up. Look at the players around the ball there. As he comes in, tapped out this time by Tawney of Geelong West, comes back in the direction his teammate in Higgins. Higgins wide of the centre. Now that's Higgins up there getting it wide of the centre, and shot straight up towards centre half forward. Moving around and trying to break away is Hallis of Preston. The umpire lets the play go on, comes back into the hands of, let's see who's picking it up this time. For the Preston side, it's Towan who's got possession. He can't get away either, and eventually it's McKeon who sends it up towards the centre of the ground. Being dragged back here is Crams. The umpire is allowing the play continue as it's sent across this time for Geelong West by Eddie. Goes up towards the half-forward line. And look at the move here. It's Johnson in possession. He can't break away. Went to punch at the ball, and it was forced over the line and out of bounds. On the far side of the ground, Geelong West doing the attacking at the time. As Austin goes shoulder to shoulder with Welsh. Bucks gets possession now. Bucks towards the half-forward line, and again forced over the line. Well, it's slowing down a little bit now, but it's very scrambling play at the present time. Austin working a lot in the ruck, punched away from him by Tawney. And we see it go back towards the Geelong West half-forward line. Gaining possession is Welsh. Welsh now kicks it straight into the player on the mark coming through here. And again, we'll see Preston relieving the pressure as it goes to the wing on the outer side of the ground. Moving in was Gibson of Geelong West, but it was forced over the line. Here's Austin up in the ruck again, trying to work his way around the back, and he did get the knockout this time. Players meeting rather solidly here, but no one able to effectively get the ball away. There was the Geelong West player in the middle of the team there, beaten, getting grabbed by the leg, but the umpires decide to come in for a ball up. It's on the forward zone for Preston, tapped by Austin, then tapped back across top of the pack, and the Bucks is the player who gets the short kick in towards the centre half forward zone. But Geelong West playing right on top of their opponents at the present time as it comes wide of the centre again, and being kicked out here towards the wing position by Mick Warren, and it will go over the line and out of bounds. Well, not spectacular play at the moment, Gary.
It's far from spectacular. It's there's a comedy of errors, really. The players don't seem to be communicating with one another, and times where the ball should be delivered out quite easily, they're just blasting away.
And that is both sides.
Yes. Starting to get really scrambly, as I said before.
Now Austin battling away to get this knockout from the ruck. It comes down in the direction of Higgins. Higgins with a hand pass across to Johnson. Johnson now of Geelong West towards that centre half forward zone. Mick Warren came in with the umpire blowing the whistle, and he's given a free kick, and this time it'll be taken by the Geelong West player in Varker. Varker now gets the lead up in the pocket position. The umpire blowing the whistle, will be a free kick to Welsh. Welsh was interfered with as he tried to move in for the ball there, was held. And McCann wasn't going to have any of that of picking the ball up and putting it back. He's on quite an angle, and he's a fair way out from goal. But Dale Welsh, or Paul Welsh it is, to move in. He's kicked two, puts it on its way, got the direction but not the distance. Forced off the hands of the players and kicked in mid-air that time by Radojevic, and he's put it through for another goal to Geelong West. Well, that was Sells on the replay putting it through. We thought from up here it was Radojevic. There's Radojevic moving into the ball. And there it is, Sells getting the boot to it at the last moment. So that's where the confusion. But Geelong West now move to 10-9 with Preston on 6 goals 7.
Okay, ball back in the centre there. I was quite emphatic there that it was Sells, but we all, most of us thought it was Radojevic, but quite clearly Sells there, and he's got his second goal on the board. Okay, there's the bounce of the ball, and it came out by Eddie. It went in the direction of Sells again, who was clearly best man on the ground for mine. Umpire stabbed, saying there's a free kick there, and it's going to go to Bowden of Preston. Okay, he's a left footer, and have a look at that. How'd you like to mark that finger breaker? And Beaton says, I'll mark that one on my chest, thanks very much. He gives it to Jan Smith. Smith on towards the wing position down there, looking for his team player down there in Murphy, who's covered plenty of ground, but the boundary line is too close. 10 goals, 9.69 Geelong West, Preston 6.7.43, and we've gone 24.5 minutes into this second term. Austin again clearly got the knockout there. It'll favour McEwen. McEwen trying to get a free kick, but he's caught. Back towards Austin again, and in comes Bowden again. Bowden will have to kick it on his left boot, and he kicks it better this time. Down there towards the half-forward line, and chipping in and taking the mark is John Burke. Burke not moving at all well, and he's a big man, but he may be able to give this a good roost. I'd say the Breeze at the moment worth 3, possibly 4 goals. Oh, he's kicked. Oh, that's an awful kick. Now, if they give that one a behind, I'll go home. OK, the umpire says there's a resultant free kick, and it's going to go down there to Jan Smith. OK, for Geelong West, Radojevic has 4, 2 Easton, Murphy, Wells and Sells. And Preston's goal kickers are Marcon, Veal, Hallis, Burke, Olsen and Bolger. Here comes the kick from he's going down there. Oh, great mark there by his teammate. And that will be Andrew Evans, who flew above the pack, put his body in nicely and grabbed it like a cherry out of the air. OK, there's a drop punt kick, and it goes towards centre wing position. Here's the man in front. He's played well, Paul Welsh. It was punched on from him. Finally picked up for Preston by McKeon. The boundary umpire having a close look at it as Bolger punches it across, and the boundary line's too close. OK, 26 minutes gone. 10-9-69 Geelong West. Lead Preston 6-7.
And here it is about to come in again on the forward line of Preston. Ruckman setting themselves here, and it's being tapped straight into the hands of Veal. Veal down towards that forward zone, and here's the opportunity for Jan Smith to come in and grab. Here he goes upfield from centre half back, gets the one bounce in, gets caught. And Nickett there as he gets the dribble along the ground, comes through in the direction of Barker. Barker up towards the wing on the stand side of the ground, and there we have it, kicked this time by Towan, over the line and out of bounds, touched before it went over. Well, I agree, it was close. OK, back in it comes, tapped down to the ground by Tawney, through in the direction of Murphy. Murphy got grabbed head high, but the umpire calls play on. There it goes towards the half-forward line. Austin goes up in front to pull down the mark. He's done a lot of work in the ruck, Austin, today for Preston. Austin with his kick wide of the centre of the ground, looking for his teammate in Bolger. He couldn't take the mark, but this time Preston into attack again through the agency of Brine. Brine towards centre forward, but moving in his in defence for the Geelong West side. A race for the ball, and look, going right across the field for it is Mick Warren. Barker right behind him. Warren gets the hand pass into Bucks, and Bucks now at his kick towards the centre forward zone. Going high was trying to take the mark, couldn't hold the ball, and it was Hogan dribbling it out. Bowden rather. It comes in the direction of Tawney. Tawney gets it wider on the field towards the wing on the outer side of the ground, and McEwen got a hand to it and put it over the line out of bounds. It is coming back in again. Austin getting up there in the ruck, but reaching over the top of him was Tawney to get the knockout. The umpire blows the whistle. He's picked a free kick out of it, and it'll be Bucks who gets the free kick. There's Morty Alex, 7-6, 20 minutes in, with Springvale 10 goals, 5. And while we're checking that, we have Burke, who's taken the mark for Preston. And there's Darky Harris. He's done an excellent job with Geelong West this year. And now there's the shot for goal on its way. It'll be offline and through for the minor score of 1 behind, taking Preston to 6 goals, 8, and Geelong West are 10 goals, 9. Coming up to the 27-minute mark in the second quarter, and this is Krantz taking the kick-off, went for the little short one, got the lead up here from Robinson, and Robinson only about 25 metres out from that defensive goal. So Robinson now with his kick towards the wing on the outer side of the ground. Battle Royal going on. And dribbling it out was Bolger. He got it well wide of his opponent, dribbled further along the ground. Let's see how the bounce will go. This time for Johnson of the Geelong West side. He couldn't break away with it. They come in over the top. And there goes the zone for the half-time with the score reading Preston 6-8-44. Banks is getting ready for us down there. No. And Geelong West are 10 goals, 69. So let's repeat the Bow Repairs scoreboard. We have Geelong West 10-9, 69, Preston 6-8, 44, half-time.
There's a certain feeling you get from a new car. Not just a facelift, but a new car. The new Toyota Corona is new from the ground up.
Oh, what a feeling.
It makes you feel like $1 million.
Oh, what a feeling.
It makes the long road feel like a lounge room. And a hard bend feel like an easy corner.
Oh, what a feeling.
And Toyota's new fully imported 2-litre super responsive engine gives new Corona greater power than ever before.
Oh, what a feeling.
So it makes a mountain feel like a molehill. The new super responsive Toyota Corona.
Oh, what a feeling to drive Toyota.
Starting 7:30 Monday on 10, it's the outrageous Ronnie Corbett saying, "Now look here." It's half an hour of hilarity with this brand new British comedy series. The outrageous Ronnie Corbett starting Monday at 7:30, followed by Ronnie Barker at 8 here on 10.
Well, we're just looking at the scoreboard here. Preston 6-8-44, Geelong 10-9-69. And with the injuries that Preston have with Shaw, we think Markon is injured. We'll have a report on that from Banks, and other players are limping around the ground. They look in a sorry plight at the moment, Preston.
Well, they do, and as we saw halfway through that quarter, that the stretcher is going out for Bolt. So he's another one. Burke is not moving. Preston's direct play was the only thing that got him out of that quarter by kicking 5 goals. But Geelong West brilliantly led by Fraser Murphy. Now I can see why the young was up to the Liston Trophy winner in Bill Swan. They have a great centre-half forward in Welsh, a dynamic full forward in Radojevic, kicked 5 goals. For mine, I'm fully justified the fact that I selected Geelong West.
Well, Gary Bryce, with Rex all that, have a pretty experienced side. Do you think that might stand them in some sort of in the second half?
I think it will. Preston proved through the year that they've got the makeup to come when they're down. I think they will. You'll see a lot better Preston side when they come out. They have to rearrange a few positions. I think they're down in a couple of positions. They need to change those positions and just have a lot more commitment and a lot more combination, because at the moment they're not really combining as a side.
Right. We've got Star Wars happening out there on the PA system, or what's happening. Waiting for the statewide sprint to start off in a few moments. But Ian, the statistics on the side.
By the same token, with all those comments, it was probably it was certainly a more even quarter, that second quarter, than the first. Preston kicking 4 goals 4, Geelong West 4 goals 3. And indicative of the scrambling game, a total of only 17 marks was taken by both teams in that quarter. Preston better players, Bryan with 11 kicks, Tower 9, Olsen 6 and McCann 6. For Geelong West, Sells, he'd have to be the best man on the ground with 13 kicks, Welsh 9, Eddie 8 and Murphy 9. Goal kickers for Preston, 1 each to Markon, Veal, Hallis, Olsen, Burke and Bolger. And for Geelong West, 4 to Radojevic and 2 each to Murphy, Welsh and Sells.
Well, in a few moments we'll be going to the big JR. John Russell of 3UZ for the statewide, the world's richest foot race. Right at this stage, Geelong West 10-9-69 are leading Preston 6-8, a total of 44. And we see the runners about to come over and take their marks on the field. We'll see, I think it is 2 heats of the statewide sprint taking place, and a total of $9,000 on grand final day will go up for the